All right, people, it's a big day. Number one, I'm excited. So, as you know, we have officially partnered with Hoyt, and that is what I have here. My bow came in yesterday, all my accessories came in, and I've got the intern Will and his brother James. As you can see here, we're gonna get this bad boy set up. It's like one on a Saturday or on a Friday. Jeff doesn't know we're doing that. We're supposed to be working, but hey, this is work, right? Creating content. So I'm pretty excited. Have not opened this yet. I got the RX-8, got a bunch of accessories with it that we'll walk through. And Will's gonna help hook me up, and we're gonna start shooting. Yep. So I'm excited. I've shot Hoyt. I actually shot a Hoyt last year. I shot the RX-7. Went out and bought it. My favorite bow that I've ever shot. And now the RX-8, I've shot it and I like it even more, believe it or not. So, let's do it. I guess first, I need to get this thing out of the box. It's a new Redworks hat. Here you go, Will, you can have that hat. Happy birthday. And here she is, boys. RX-8, I got it all rotary edge camo, because why not? Dude, that looks sick.
It does.
Yeah. New RX-8. I don't know if you can see it or not. We'll look at it a little better later. Yeah. Okay. Here you go. Get to work. Alright, guys. So, kind of walk through the accessories I got with it. So, got the Hoyt Integrate MX2 Rest by QAD. Best sight on the market, or rest on the market, I believe. So we'll put that on. This, I'm actually really excited about this. This is the super light quick detach quiver. I just got the 4-arrow. That thing is light, super light. So we'll get that on. I got a 6-inch stabilizer, sidebar mount for the stabilizer, and then maybe the best accessory that you can ever buy ever for a bow, the Ghost Sticks 2.0. These things are real straight. We'll walk through these a little bit later of exactly how they work, but this is unbelievable. So, well, I don't want a front stabilizer other than what's right there. Okay. So I'm just going to do the 6-inch back bar or side bar and this with the Ghost Sticks. Whew, stop it, boys.
Whenever you get a new bow, it's like you get a tingling feeling.
Yeah, it's Christmas Day, man. So I ordered an 80-pound bow with 80-pound limbs. I might back it down a little bit. I'll see. One thing that the Hoyt is known for is, you know, if you draw them back 70, it almost feels like 60. So I got an 80-pound. Might back it down to 75. I do like having heavier draw weight just because I got a short draw length, 70 or 27 inches, and getting that heavier weight, I can shoot a little bit quicker. Than I originally could, so yeah, pretty excited about it.
All right, first things first. You want this in the front.
Yeah, I'll leave that there.
Okay. Just mount it right on the lower stabilizer mount. Goes in real easy. Just tighten that down snug. And then where's that little stubby? Comes with a quick detach, so you just, if you wanted to run this, you just boop right in, and there are your Ghost Sticks. Quick and easy. You have 4 positions on these. So you have straight out, that, and then straight back, which is pretty cool. So like if you went into the deer stand, you can just run them like that if you have a hanger.
What I love about these is the old Ghost Sticks, which I had on the other bow. Mine, they just screwed them at the bottom, so if you went and got in a tree stand, you'd have to screw them out, not lose them. These never leave your bow. You just unscrew it, put it in the position you want, and it stays there forever. You can't lose them, and they're sweet. So it's very important to me because we had a lot of blinds, and then the tree stands on the ground. So just having this stand is really, really cool.
All right, next thing is going to be this Hoyt sidebar mount. It's a quick and easy setup. Just one screw. I got it, don't worry about it. Alright, that's a quick detach. So you just unscrew this from there. Which one is it? Yeah, perfect, I got that. There are 2 holes here on the RX-8. On the Alpha X, they're a little bit separated, but this bottom one is where you want to put that. This top one is for your super light stretch quiver if you were to run that. So I just feed that screw through the back side, put this through the front, and get it hand tight.
A little bit more room there.
Yeah. Once we get it out here, it'll be good. Alright, now that we got that installed, I'm going to crack this and I'll put it to where I think is pretty close. Just not final, of course. Cole can adjust it just in the ballpark. Quick detachment.
So I run, you see most people obviously run longer stabilizers in the front. I don't, because the way that this is set up, this 2.5 inch, it's already out on the edge of the bow. It's not in your traditional stabilizer point. And so it really acts, to me, instead of being a 2.5 inch, it's more like, what was that, an 8 inch stabilizer?
Yeah, here, to
realistically.
show, this is a 6 inch?
That's a 6 inch, yeah.
So this is a 6 inch. So when that's mounted on the bow, this lower one is longer than that.
So this is really acting like an 8 inch stabilizer.
Yeah.
That's why I don't run one on the front, or a longer one on the front, and I like the 6 inch in the back.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing.
So this of course comes with a quick disconnect. Screw that right on.
Quick disconnect's the best.
I know. And boom. There's the stabilizer all set up. We'll get the rest on now. Put a D-loop on, check the timing, get the quiver on, put a peep sight in, start shooting it through paper.
Yeah, sure.
Next accessory is the rest. This is the Q80 MX2 Integrate. So it mounts right here on the back of the riser. Very much less in weight compared to any other ones like that mount right here, or like a limb driven, say.
And it still has, I think it still has a micro adjustment on it, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
it has.
less weight, still has all the adjustments. And obviously Q80 is well known for having the best rest, in my opinion. It's just my opinion.
So there she is in all her beauty. So, to install it, they give you everything you need, including a knife.
Did you get a knife?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
So, try not to get these everywhere, but here's that little knife I was talking about. You can save that when you need it.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Quality archery design.
Look at that. Fancy.
So they give you all the Allen keys, this mounting bracket, I like to use it, and then the felt, of course, and then they give you this little rubber piece. That just goes into the riser where your normal rest would, right here, just so that hole isn't showing. Which makes it a little bit of a sleeker design, I guess you could say. And then the felt, of course, like I said earlier. Just gonna take the backing off of this. There we go. I like to install it off the rest, and a lot of people do it this way. I'm actually gonna put it down like that.
Hang on 1 second, let me get this focused. Okay, go ahead.
So, all you do is just, it's pretty challenging, but once you get it, it's on. Much better compared to last year, where you had to put it on the sides too, but now they have these little rubber pieces, which is great for the sides, just so if your rest were to bounce around, it's... So now, they send you another piece. This is just for the top up here, you can see. Put that down. Right there. Goes right on the top up there, where your arrow can hit. You If you're bouncing it around enough or you're stalking, just walking through high brush with your arrow knocked. Cash that back. There we go. So I'm just gonna line it up here. Sorry if my hand's in the way.
Your fat hand is in the way. You can...
I don't think you should record this part. There we go. Perfect. Now we've got felt up here and down here, so your rest, when it's up, completely silent.
Boom.
Boom. All right, now let's get to mounting it. So next thing you're gonna want to do is they send you with the Allen key, of course. Just a big screw right here with the plate. This is like your big plate, and then you have a little mini plate underneath. That's kind of like the clamp, and then this is the big clamp that locks it down. So as you can see, that's that little clamp right there with that little arrow on it. Take your smallest Allen key. I don't know what size this is. You just loosen that a good bit. Separate that, and then we're gonna go to the bow. Boom, now it's on. And on these QADs, and Hoyt and Matthews, I think, has them. There's a little indent on the riser, so you're gonna line that arrow. There's one side of the arrow going to where the numbers were on your big plate, and then there's another little part of the arrow that lines up with the riser in that little divot right there, and you're just gonna line that up with it. Gotta loosen this a little bit. Really get you close on your center shot. I really barely have to move D-loops if I get them in the right spot. Or my rest, rather. So then you come in with Big Daddy and lock her down.
Big Daddy. Yeah.
Big hoss. Alright, and then you lock it down. Boom. There's your rest installed. We're going to put the rest cord onto the cable now. Because that's trying to come down, yeah. This is the challenging part where, James, you filming it is going to be tough because...
Oh!
Ah!
You gotta take this with you.
Alright, so as I was saying, before my dad called James, this can be a challenging part to film because you have to get the cable. You have to get the cable and the cord in the same spot with the screw going through it, and it's a challenge. So, first things first, put your screw through one side. You're gonna put your nut on the other side. Alright, so I'm gonna get that a little bit in and try to slip this rest cord through. So just like that. One thing I like about Hoyt's is their center serving, they're serving on their cables, not your center serving, is right where you really want to put this, so it won't slide up at all, even if it were to loosen a little bit, which is great. So I'm just going to tighten this up a good bit, enough to where it can't move, but enough, less to be able to let this cord go through when we put it in the drawboard. So that should be, take some, a little bit. There you have it, it's installed. Once we put it in the drawboard, we'll of course tighten it down as much as we possibly can so that it doesn't move at all. We'll get the D-loop on now. I put like a little mock D-loop on to start, just to where I can get my knocking point. So if my knocking point was like a little bit high, I won't have to move the rest. I have like a little bit of OCD when it comes to that for my bows, at least. I like just keeping the rest at 0. If I were to be out in the field, I don't want it to be at max and then not be able to move it if something were to get knocked off. So put a little mock D-loop on, shoot through paper, and then put the real D-loop on. So we'll get that done now. I know somebody may comment on this. I do have the wrong fingers on here. I'm not pressing the bow at all to adjust the cables or the string. Just wanted to let y'all know I have them on order. So the safety police in the comments, you don't need to write anything. They're coming today. So
I want a green D-loop.
D-loop?
Neon green.
Cool. So to put on D-loop, like I said, this was like a mock D-loop. I put on mock D-loops. I usually put on the the serving first as my knock sets. I don't know why I keep saying center serving. I just like saying that. I usually put on knock sets first, but I just am doing this mock D-loop before that. You don't really want it to burn like that. Just want it to melt down. And just touch a little bit. And there you have it, there's one. Alright, next thing I use is like a little arrow square. This is just going to get me close on the paper tune up and down, just so I don't install my D-loop like a 1/4 inch high, so I don't have to move it as much. And digging into the rest a little bit, just because you can be using slightly smaller arrows than this. And then, so this top one is where you're going to start your first knot, because the arrow is going to be pushed up into that always. It's not going to be into the bottom one. So I'm going to just toss the string here. This on. And there, so that looks pretty good. And I'm just going to tighten her down a good bit. Use my pliers and just tight. What this prevents is, so if you weren't to tighten this and this went over and you tied it like that, and then you cinched it down like this, or with pliers and like this, that would increase the serving separation on your string. So I just like to tighten that down as much as I possibly can. There we go. And then I'm just gonna get really, I just don't, when you shoot something through paper and the knock pinch is too tight, or there's too little of pinch, that'll definitely cause you some paper tuning issues. So I want to get that as close as I can. It won't be completely perfect, but just tighten it down a touch. And then cut and burn this. Boom. And go let that dry for a second. Oh, I cut myself.
With your sawed knife?
Mm-hmm.
The sharp it is, you don't even feel it.
Just want a little bit of slop in there. Just enough. Just because this is a short axle bow, I really wouldn't care about it if it was a longer axle bow, but I want a little bit because that string's going to pinch even more. Although Cole does have a shorter draw length. So we'll put this in the drawboard now. This arrow might be too short. Depending on the draw length.
You think? Oh yeah, I don't know what it's set on.
No, you're true. Look at that. The timing is perfect. So that's hitting right there. Go down there, Cole. Perfect. Perfectly hitting. Well, timing's perfect. The rest is completely up. Let's call that good. Like I said before, I gotta tighten this down as much as I can, just so it's the rest cord doesn't come back through. Boom, we got timing perfect. Rest timing is perfect. So drop right. Boom. Stop. It's dropping. Perfect. Timing's perfect on both the rest of the cams. So we won't have problem paper tuning there. I know some people might go down in the comments, well, keep talking about paper tuning, there should be other tuning. Yes, I know that paper tuning is just a starting point. It is not something finalized, in my opinion. Other people's opinion, I mean, some people don't even paper tune their bow, which I would definitely not recommend. But if you want to, go right ahead. But yeah, he'll probably broadhead too, and I'll show him how to do that. Next thing I want to do is put the sight on. Is that right now?
Alright guys, so I ordered a Spot Hog Picatinny rail sight, and it's not here yet. It'll be here in like 2 weeks, so I'm still in one of their Spot Hogs for now. This one just is your traditional mount, but once it gets here, we'll switch it out. I think we're all going to shoot Spot Hogs this year, other than William, who's a whatever. I don't even care, but I'm going to shoot Spot Hogs this year. I ordered the Fast Eddie with the Picatinny mount that mounts here right on the front. Hoyt has it. Several of the bows have the option. Basically, that's just to keep everything in the center. You see a lot of bow companies going to it now. Keeps that weight off the right side and more center.
So for video purposes, we're just going to put this on, and for him to shoot it today.
Is that the Fast Eddie?
Fast Eddie 2-pin 10,000s.
Ooh, that's what I got. I got a 3-pin 10,000s though.
Vertical or no? No, you got horizontal.
Nah, I like horizontal personally.
And it's pretty straightforward. I think most everyone knows how to do this. There you go, there's your sight on. Now, quiver, he'll be running is the carbon super light quick detach 4-arrow quiver. So Cole, he's not going to be running his quiver all the way off. He's going to want to keep it in line. So there's this little like extra peg that you can take off to cut off some weight. It's probably half an ounce, not much. Maybe an ounce. But just unscrew that screw and break it right off. You can always put that.
It makes it tighter to the bow.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it just that this is just an extension. So if you want to run your quiver farther out, that's what it would do. You can always put that back on. That's not like a permanent break off deal. Now, there's this hole at the top here. There are 2 of them. So if you wanted to run the super light stretch like I was talking about earlier, that's not to be confused with the sidebar mount hole. But up here, there's no other ones. So I just feed that through like that. Boom, there you have it. So how the Hoyts come just for the packaging is this is just tucked in here. You just need to crack this screw, move it around, and then I can adjust it height-wise. Nice, we can run that height to the bow. Boom, there you have it. There she is, in all of her glory. Super light 4-arrow quiver.
It is super light.
Yeah. Look at that thing.
You like it, don't you?
She's spiffy. So guys, safety of police. Again, I'm addressing you. I'm gonna press this bow. Cole's gonna be holding it just so it doesn't shoot out of the press when I do press it. It's all good. So what I like to do on most of the bows I work on is I either slide that up or I take it off and then slide it up, just so if he were to be out in the field and the peep sight came flying out for some reason, he would be able to find the center of the string. I mean, I think if you lost the center of your string, it really wouldn't matter if you, I'd try to count him.
You had to count.
Yeah, but that's really hard because...
especially these new
I can only count to
generations, yeah.
He can only count to 5, so I really got to do it for
I got
him.
to 12 one time.
So I just slide that up a little bit. You burn that a little bit. Boom, that'll just stay up there. Sweet. Likey, no likey?
I like it.
Alright. Let's go out a little bit. Oh, she's turned. Probably put it in the other way. So I just have to flip this real quick. Sometimes when you take the pressure off the string, it'll turn a little bit. So when I did that, it turned. Might need to turn a little bit more. A little bit. Flip her one more time. So, I don't think I mentioned this earlier. This is a 3/16 peep. I think this is where we'll get it close on his bow, especially with a spot hog. This is what I've always run for spot hogs and other sites. It's pretty much if you got the XL version of a spot hog, you'd probably have to run like a 1/4 inch peep. But now we'll take this out. Actually, I'm going to tie it in. So one thing you need to do if you were to put your own peep sight in your bow is what many people do, and I've heard some horror stories, is they don't tie in their peep just trying to get it to line up. They shoot their bow, the peep comes flying out, takes their eye out. So I would like to not be responsible for taking Cole's eye out.
If you took my eye out, I would take your head off. You know,
So gosh, the tape on fingers annoying.
I know, it keeps trying to focus on your finger.
So I'm just gonna tie it real quick. Tighten that down a little good bit. And then on the last one, you always go 2 just to lock it down. Make sure that bottom one underneath it's tight. Boom, there you have it. I like to cut it. A touch. And then burn it. So that's going to just prevent your peep sight from flying out. Because we probably will shoot it once we get the peep height right. Boom. There she is.
Nice.
Twist the D-loop a little bit. You can get to shooting, Cole.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were taking a quick nap. It's been a long week.
The peep sight's rotated, I'll rotate it back.
Oh gosh.
I can put down.
Yeah, we're going to have to go down a little bit.
Alright, anchor. Close your eyes, close your eyes. Anchor. Peep sight looks a little high.
Yep, for sure. Too low.
Too low.
That's pretty.
Where do I have to go? Like a tiny bit.
maybe.
Or wait, actually, you want to get your mid-range of sight tape, so move it down to like your mid-range sight tape. Tell me where that is.
It needs to go down just a bump. Yep, that's it.
Good. All right, you're watch out. Okay, you're good. Oh, we're not high. It's heavy. So we're not high, and like I said earlier, I put this mock D-loop on just so I can move the D-loop up and down. So when I have to move the D-loop, touch down. Cole just wants to see what the poundage is at. All right, let's do draw weight. Was the draw length good?
Yeah, actually, it might have been a little, maybe a little long, a little long.
All right, we'll adjust that. We can adjust it a 1/4 inch with these new HBX, right? HBX, yeah. HBX cams, you can adjust them by a 1/4 inch.
That's it.
So holding weight is in there 11 pounds. Or actually, it'll tell me.
Can I put the draw weight at 11 pounds and still shoot fast?
No. All right, you're at 82 pounds, 10.7 pound holding weight, 85% let off.
Woo.
Okay.
Strong man over here.
I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
82 pounds.
Go to, can we move it to,
75.
yeah, probably 75, 76.
Yes. Let me just go grab the gallon. Lower the poundage, should be somewhere around 75, 76. Oh, that's 77. Go down a little bit more.
Yeah, go down
a 1/4 turn will be.
Yeah, a 1/4 half turn will be fine.
Yeah. Put it down a half turn, it'll get us to 75.
75 will still be plenty.
Respectable, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and when was the last time you shot a belt? Once those muscles come, yeah, once those muscles come back, I can probably put it up a little bit.
Yeah, it'll, for now, let me get back in the groove, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Half turn. Half turn. So, as I said, we're knock high through the paper tuner. And so, one thing I love about this is I always remember where to move my rest, my knocking point, and my cams. But this paper tuner, it's the paper tuner. It's called the paper tuner. So, when you have a knock high, you would lower your knocking point. It tells you everything. You can move your rest up. Launcher's too stiff, arrow spine too weak. So, what we're going to do is just, with this mock D-loop, now that I didn't put knock sets in, is you just, for a righty, you'd spin the D-loop to the left, and it climbs it down, which is pretty sweet.
That's fancy stuff, man. Fancy.
Ooh, she's tight. But you want this to be tight, but not too tight, just enough so you can move it. Because it won't climb down the string if it's too loose. It won't get that grip that it needs. Alright, so I think that should be pretty good. We'll shoot it through paper, of course, again. But yeah, that's it.
Shooter McGavin. What running be right here?
Yep.
Give or take.
There you go, butter. Wait, that's definitely long.
It's actually not bad. My D-loop feels high. Or it is high.
Oh, your peep sight?
Sure, peep sight. Good.
Yeah. Ooh, what the heck happened there? Oh.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you shot to the same hole, but
Well, sorry,
it looked
freaking consistent.
It looked high, so we're gonna move it down even more.
Hey, what kind of same hole? It's freaking good.
Mm.
Perfect. Another shot. This might be still in the
Shooter again? Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get them back muscles back in shape.
We can all go to the gym. 45 minutes
We
from
do
here.
need to go to the gym. Try not to shoot that same hole. Good?
Yeah, you're good. Dang it, you shot it again.
Well, it's right in the middle. I don't know. I just hit the middle of the
Well,
target.
that's pretty darn close. You might need to move it a touch now a little more, but really just try to be a little bit lower this time.
Okay. Good?
Yep.
Ooh, that's pretty close. Just
Barely knock high. So how you can tell here is here. Try to be out of the light, but so you can see that.
Okay.
So you can see that the point is right there, and then you see that little mark right there. So that's where the shaft went in. It hit that, like the top of the knock. So we're just gonna move it slightly, and we'll be good.
Ooh, bullet hole, right? Or is it just
Let's shoot that one more time because it's got a little bit of knock right in it. I think you torqued it a little bit.
could have been me, you know?
Try to slide your grip up into the throat of the bow as much as you can.
Try not to shoot the same big hole.
Bullet hole. She's perfect. We're good. Boom! Now, we'll adjust the peep sight a little bit because that's a little rotated. Tie the knock sets
Nose
in.
button on,
Nose button on.
and that's it.
Tie a couple things on. Okay. Oh, that's sharp. Alright, so what I like to do is, you can see, at the lowest point on this Mach D loop, I'm going to mark it, so that's going to be the highest point of where my arrow could go. So it's right there. Just draw a line, put it right at the top of that line, and we'll be good. This is our beeswax from our bees in New York.
Homemade beeswax?
Important.
So right now, I don't really care about the bottom one at all. I just care about the top one because the bottom one, when we get that arrow in there, we'll line that up. Top one really matters because that's where the most pressure of the knock is going to be. So like I did for the peep sight, it's pretty much just that same thing. You're just going to stack the knots right on top of each other, going up the string. You don't want to go down because that'll mess up where you have the first one. I think this is, I'll double check, but I think this is 18 thousandths material if anybody's wondering. It might be 21 thousandths. So in between the two pieces of center serving, there's going to be like a little slit, and you're just going to put the last one in there. And then the beeswax also helps with locking that down so it doesn't this one come up, meet this one, and then it's loose. So boom, there you have it. Get our handy knife. So like I said, the bottom one doesn't really matter until you get this on there. Support that. Another thing to do, not center serving, another piece of the material for your knock sets. Run it through the beeswax a couple times. Do the exact same thing you did on the bottom, just the stacking. The knots will be going down now. You have a little bit of slop in there. Cool as a shorter draw length. The longer you get with a shorter axle boat, you want to open that up a little bit more, just because it pinches less or more. Just stacking. A little bit of slop there. There you have it. There's the knock sets on the D-loop. Boom. There you go. That's it. And we'll put the D-loop on now. So just like I did for the mock D-loop, I'm going to tighten this top one as much as you can, even more on this. Alright, so just like I did for the mock D-loop, I kind of ran over that, so it's the exact same process, just without knock sets for the mock D-loop. That's all right. And you're just going to take your D-loop pliers. There you have it, a perfect D-loop. I'm going to probably rotate the peep a little bit, just because that is a little turned. Give me some.
Almost there, boys.
Alright, so now we're putting on the nose button. Cole's going with the smallest one that it comes with. Some of y'all might be like, oh, he's tying the wrong way. You should do a constrictor knot. I like doing them this way. A little bit easier to not mess up. I want to get that line on the back side. Boom. Try to get that as tight as possible. And then we'll put two small ones on top and the bottom, just so it doesn't move at all once we get it good. This can move a touch. I'm tying it that way so we can adjust it for Cole. Pretty much just how I tie a knock set. You gotta be careful on the knock sets. Sometimes they don't go perfectly through. They sometimes like twist up a little bit, and that'll just leave you uneven. So just make sure that's all good. I used to do that a lot when I first started. Should try not to do that.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna come up.
Up a little bit.
No, it actually feels pretty good right there. Hang on me. Yeah, it feels pretty good. I'm gonna shoot.
Okay.
Oh, you shot too low.
Scared to shoot left, because shoot on the left side, and I even hit the
not
target.
that.
So for this technique, a lot of people do that. I do this, including Levi Morgan. I know he does that. It's just kind of a strand of serving up here, and then you wrap around the string, wrap around the peep, coming down the other way, and and then do another little bunch of serving wraps. I'm gonna first cut this out. You know what would be great if I had my handy dandy QAD sag knife. Butter. So you want about, say, 4 inches. You're going to lay it down here, wrap, make sure it's tight, wrap, make sure that's tight. You know what, there's not many twists in this string, that's why. Alright, now that we got a couple wraps there, I'm going to put this back over, come around it, like that. Once I get around it, I'll pull it tight, start my entire length of wraps. Now when I get four or five in, oop, just like that. I know I said earlier that a lot of people do it this way. You can simplify it or make it even harder to do, but lock it in even more, and that's what kind of I did there. I went this way and then this way back through, so it's right in the middle there, very locked in. Now once I get a couple more wraps, I'm going to start going down one side of the string. Do you have a preferred way you want it going down the string hole? It can go down this way. I don't know if it would block.
Doesn't matter to me.
Alright, cool. So
I'm pretty easy.
Toss it through here. You want to make sure these are tight. So second. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go back a little bit and shrink that down a touch. Just so it's not as big.
My hands are getting tired.
Yeah, it takes a good bit to tie this in. So you want to keep constant pressure on this string here, just so it doesn't slop at all. You're just going to do these wraps through half the string. And so there are many other ways to tie a peep sight in, like many different ways to tie in a peep. You can honestly just do this part right here. This kind of locks it in even more, just so it has nowhere to go. And this one would just keep the string tight around it. Could move a little bit. That's why I like tying them in like this. For hunting at least, because that could get knocked off a little bit. You knock off your peep sight and you're out hunting, not fun. I've never done it because I tied in like this, but Then we're gonna come around here. Toss her up through the string. Get it on top of that peep sight. Important, you don't want it on the string yet. You want it right riding the peep sight, and just so that'll lock it in, because it's tight up in there. So if I let slack go, it won't go anywhere. And unravel around the peep. It's time consuming, but it's all worth it in the end.
Hopefully it's where I want it.
Then you're just gonna keep as tight as you possibly can here. And then when you get like 4 or 5 wraps, do one more. You're gonna go up with this, down, make a U. An upside down U. Then you're just going to take the serving and wrap it around the string, going up and through that U. So if that U had a top, which is the string, you'd just be wrapping around that top. I'm out of material here. There, we're good. Then, once you get the desired amount of wraps, go around, keeping constant pressure always, the biggest part of this. It looks a little sloppy, sorry. Boom, there we go. Now, so what this is doing, is it's locking it in. So this is now going to be in the middle of that serving. And not going to go anywhere. Then just pull it. There you have it. Perfectly tied in peep. And you're just going to cut and burn them. Or just burn it. I know you guys might be thinking that I'm burning a string. I'm not. But if you're new to this, be as careful as possible. I'd recommend cutting it. There you have it. Perfectly tied in peep. Look at it.
Hold on 1 second. Oh yeah, there it is.
You like it? Good. Yeah. Boom, there it is. Now that's not going anywhere. Maybe you can move it if you really horsed on it. Maybe move it. Not much, because it's pulling it this way and it's pulling it this way. So max you'd probably move it as like a 1/16 of an inch. Not even. So there you have it. That's the bow build, I guess. I don't think there's anything else really. There's a little extra right here, so what I did is I just wrapped it around the string a little bit. Just so that if anything were to go wrong, you can pull it through up here and have a little bit extra. Maybe before hunting season we'll cut that, but yeah, that's really it. Peep sight straight, D-loop straight. Bow's looking great.
Alright guys, I know this is a little bit different than what we normally do. I usually watch us go out and hunt and work on the farm. But this happens every year. We got people here to film it now. Will hook me up. So if you like this video, be sure to let us know in the comments, subscribe. We got a lot of videos coming this summer, and then obviously into elk and deer season this fall. So hit the subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.